I
So glad
overdid it.
you're
It was a
hanging
lot of
out with
talking.
us.
It was
You
a
were at
lot of
the expo. Let's just tell everyone where you were.
Yes, I was at the expo, the New Living Expo in San Rafael. It used to be, I guess, in San Mateo, so this year it was in San Rafael. And I had a blast. It was so much fun. I met amazing people, other vendors that were, at the expo too. And I'm just so happy. And I got so motivated. And I came back with great ideas and shared with Cheryl. So we are going to be doing, can I tell everybody?
Yes,
We are doing the New York New Life Expo in October this year.
that's
Very
right.
excited for that. And hopefully we'll be doing the conscious, what is it? Conscious Life? What is it?
Conscious Life Expo.
Yeah, one next year in LA, and maybe next year also Cheryl will come with me to do one in San Rafael again.
Yeah,
And we're going to do it as the radio show. We're going to
right.
be hosting a booth for Sing Beyond Living Transformed
Yep.
and promoting the station and ourselves and everything else. So we're super excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, super excited for everyone and excited for all of our listeners because we'll be meeting many of you in person. We hope on these occasions, and it's happy to have you with us. And we're really looking to build our following, and having great guests on and having great discussions with you, Kelley, about these wonderful topics. Like tonight, we're talking about dreams. I mean, this is really something that we're passionate about. I do want to tell you, not only about dreams, but our radio show, and really teaching as we're learning too, or what we're experiencing, sharing this as mediums, as psychics, as intuitives. So we hope you get a lot out of each and every one of our shows.
Yes. And we're excited that we will be having some pretty awesome guests
Yep.
coming up here in the next month or two.
Uh-huh.
So we'll announce them later, but I'm excited for some exciting guests that we have not had on before that I think will be very interesting and you guys will love them.
And just for
So
everyone joining us for tonight, just to tell you a new feature that's been added to the WLTKDB radio team is that Kelley and I are able to go live on our own social channels. So I know that we're both going live on our own Facebook pages tonight. Is that right, Kelley? And
yes, and
also
YouTube.
and YouTube. So everyone, we are on both YouTube and our Facebook pages, along with WLTKDB, and we have Todd to thank for that. Thank you, Todd.
Yes, thank you, Todd.
Yes, yes. So, well, let's get underway. I mean, I love connecting with you every week, Kelley. We just seem to have a blast. We had great
Yes.
questions last week. Let's see if we can keep that going. So, for everyone, if you have a question for us during tonight's show, please type it in the comments section. A question about our topic of dreams. And then we'll might be doing readings later in the show. But
Yeah.
also, you can send your questions in an email to questions@singbeyondradio.com. So, either way, we would love to hear from you. If we don't answer your question tonight, send it anyway. It might turn up in an upcoming show.
And we do have some dream emails that Brianna posted for us in
Ooh,
the private chat.
please
So if
start, Kelley.
you
Yeah,
want to
let's.
read a couple of
Yes.
those, but why don't we first, before we jump into that,
Okay.
I'd love to just sort of share how dreams work for me.
Okay. Great idea.
As a child, that's how spirit came to visit me. That's how my guides
Oh.
came to visit me. My angels, everybody was in my dreams. So nighttime, I always feel like I never really slept because I was so busy
Mm-hmm.
making the rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And often I would get dreams from spirit that was, family members or people I didn't know to come visit me. I would get a lot of I love to go to bed at night with questions and wake up with answers because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I get that process this information in my dreams with some of the dreams I have. They're just strange, but then I look at it and I'm like, okay, I get it. It's an answer.
Oh, I
So
love
I'm
it.
always analyzing my dreams.
I love it.
It's great.
I love it. If I can share with you and everyone that one of my most memorable dreams was a visitation from my brother who crossed over. But this dream I had about him was on New Year's Eve. So it was on New Year's Eve, I think about 3 years ago now, but it was a true visitation where I knew it was him. I mean, it was real. It could have been no other. He came and sat on my bed. He told me that he was here to check on me and my mom, who I am currently living with. And so it's beautiful. I mean, he looked like himself. He had a
Oh,
beautiful, like a golden robe on though. So from like the neck down, it was more of an ethereal feeling, angelic feeling, or beyond this world feeling. But I knew it was him. Of course, it was him. But I saw him get up and walk into the other room to check on my mom. But really, it is a profound dream when we can have visitations, and it is the easiest way spirit does connect with us, right? They connect with
it's
us
the
through the dream
best,
state. So when you have a dream about your loved ones that have crossed over, know that they are definitely connecting with you.
for sure.
Yeah.
My favorite dream that I've done ever since I was a kid, and um, is I love in my dreams I fly. But I
Oh,
also fly through walls, through everything, because 'cause I'm like a spirit.
oh.
I do believe it's astro traveling, because I often will go on great journeys in these dreams and
Mhm,
see amazing things, not just here, but, like, in the universe.
mhm.
So, I love that feeling of as a matter of fact, when I wake up, I'm all disappointed because I can't fly anymore.
Yeah, that
I'm
feeling
like,
of,
"Wait, let's fly, let's fly."
"Am I in my bed?" Yes, yes, girl, you're
Yes.
in your bed.
I'm like, "No more flying." That's
Oh,
the best. My favorite is flying. Yeah, I love those dreams. So, I also get a lot of dreams with, with my loved ones, and one of my other
mm,
favorite dreams was RJ after he passed,
uh-huh.
is he came to me every night almost every night for 6 months, and we did what I believe was a life review with him and
Mm,
me,
mhm.
and we were walking through the desert holding hands, but we never talked, but we understood each other, and
Nice.
to the left and to the right would be like these little iridescent circles that we could walk into of
Mm,
memories. And
mm.
then we were just observers, but we not only were observing, I would feel how he felt and he would feel how I felt in that
Oh my.
scenario of um of times where we had difficult times, right? And we did this
Mm,
all the way back to the day he was born,
mhm.
and it was such a beautiful experience and so needed for me. It was his life review, but it was his life review with me. It's like he invited me in on it.
Yeah, a shared life experience, perhaps.
And it was really healing, and I loved that, and I remember not wanting to wake up from those dreams.
I love it.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I just may if I may share, I remember, um, as I was waking, I was still in that dreamy state, between when you're between the dream state and you're waking up for the morning, and my one of my really close friends' mother who had just crossed she had just crossed, and we were very close. She came to thank me. She came to thank me,
Oh,
for helping her daughter because, her daughter took care of her. She had Alzheimer's for several years, and I went over there to help or care or support her daughter, my very good friend. So she came to me in that in between state, and I knew it was her. And she just came to say thank you.
it's
Thank you for
beautiful.
looking out for my daughter. And I mean, it was just so sweet. So I
Yeah.
just want to share that because we have those powerful moments as we're going to sleep, right? As you're nodding off, but then
Mhm.
also as you're waking up, where you're just in that dreaminess. Really stay there. I always say if you can stay there an extra minute or two when you're waking up in the morning, you might get more information, more downloads, more inspiration. It's really valuable.
Well, during these dreams, we do have the ability to, we're not just sitting there having this dream. We have the ability to actually interact in the dreams
Hmm.
and ask the questions and think the things that we want to, understand. So
Hmm.
that's why I say my dreams, I process information with
Hmm.
spirit and with my guides.
Hmm.
And so I always like to tell people, write a journal at night. Like, what are all the
Yes.
things you want to get off your mind and you want clarity on? Write it
Hmm.
down on a piece of paper, a journal, and keep it by the
Hmm.
bed. And
Hmm.
then you're kind of going to sleep then with that intention of trying to find answers to those questions that you're kind of lost or stuck on.
Hmm.
And you'll be surprised the answers you wake up with knowing in the morning and not remembering that you dreamt, but you suddenly have clarity.
Yeah. So
It's
so
pretty amazing.
So unraveling your dreams. So if our topic tonight is how to unravel your dreams or talking about dreams, you're suggesting absolutely put a notebook by your bed, write them down, document them, draw a picture of them the next morning even. A lot of
Mhm.
people will pick up their phone and talk and record their dream. Now,
Yeah.
they don't even have to, but any way you
That's
can
what
do
I
it is
do.
fine.
That's
Is
what
that
I
what you
do.
do?
A lot of
Yeah,
times I
just
just I will text myself. Yeah,
oh,
and I just
yeah,
talk to it. Talk to
yeah,
text.
yeah.
Yes.
Just anything you can do to a word or 2 or anything to remember that experience.
I love this one right here, this question. She says, "Can we feel spirits touch us in dreams? The other
Mhm.
night, a spirit touched my foot.
Mm,
I can still feel the tingling sensation." I believe yes. I mean, I've had
yes.
experiences. My dog, Jet, passed away, and
Oh.
immediately, the like first week after he passed, I felt him crawl up next to me and snuggle right
Mm,
up to my back like he used to do. And I thought, "Oh, who's in my bed?" Because my other dogs were in the kennel. And I reached over and there was an indent, but he wasn't there.
mm,
But I
mhm.
had felt that touch and that breath,
How lovely.
that doggy breath.
How lovely. I
Yeah.
agree. I do believe we can feel spirits
Mhm.
connect with us in dreams.
Me
I
too.
do believe that, yes, they can, and our loved ones as well, and our guides. I know I've met a guide in my dream. I was
Mhm.
in a dream and I had a guide come, a new guide that I hadn't met before. So it's a wonderful opportunity. Just as Kelly mentioned about asking, writing down what you want to get off your mind or what you want to discover in your dreams. It's a whole nother world, so to speak, of communicating with our higher self, with spirit.
Mm.
So, great question. Thanks for asking.
So there's a lot of good questions in here. And I want to start with like got some emails.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna read this one, all right, Cheryl?
All right.
So this is from the email. It says, "Yes, I had this weird dream the other night. I was riding in the back seat of a car and the person forgot to turn it off and it went super fast down the street in Billings called Central Avenue and I couldn't get to the front seat. All I could do was close my eyes and let it go to wait for the crash. I felt scared but relaxed. Then I seen a funeral going up the same street. It was weird. I even woke up feeling weird about it." That's an interesting dream.
That's very
I
interesting.
can just tell you my interpretation, and I'm curious what yours
Mhm.
is afterwards. But the fact that you're in a car where you don't have control, it sounds to me like you're feeling a little bit out of sorts or out of control of your own life and your own destiny. And it feels like because you're in a town that is home or you're familiar with, I also feel like you're maybe feeling a little bit stuck and not knowing how to, make the changes in your life that you want to make. But I love that you felt scared, but then also relaxed at the same time because I think that's a sign that your soul's really ready to make these changes. And it's just kind of preparing you for it, I feel like, through this dream. And the funeral going up the same street to me is a representation of not somebody dying, but like one part of your life ending and a new one starting. So it's really not a weird dream. It's a beautiful dream. It's really about your soul telling you and your guides helping you prepare for these changes and this new direction you're going to go on. You're kind of
Mhm.
it's scary, but you're breaking out of this way of where you are now. What do you get, Cheryl?
That was great, great, Kelly. That was great. You just took every line in there and worked it, girl. I'm telling you.
I
Good for
love
you.
dreams. I love dreams. I feel like we should have like a night of dream interpretation, you know?
We should. Look,
Anyways.
I do think, Maria, that definitely this is begins about being in control, like you're in a fear of losing control and really having maybe doubts about your trusting your gut or trusting your intuition. That's what absolutely what I'm getting. So it's as if you're out of control because you're almost depending on other people's opinion in some way. And I
Mhm.
want to say, go within and start listening to your gut, listening to that inner voice or that heart, that we all need to listen to more. Be easy about all of it. I want to say, I love it that you did become relaxed because it is a little bit about letting go, like letting go of. Kind of letting go of what others think about you, and maybe trusting more of your own
Yes.
opinion about yourself or your own inner guidance. That's what I want to say. So thank you, Maria, for that.
Yes, that is beautiful. Wait, so that was Maria, right? Was
Huh,
that
that's Maria.
Maria S? Okay. because somebody named Maria just posted.
Oh,
What if we, here's one right here.
yeah.
What if we have a near death experience and haven't had any dreams
Yeah.
since? That's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Very
And I've
interesting.
never heard that before, but I can only imagine that you are dreaming and you're just not remembering.
Mm.
Because I do believe that everybody dreams and most people don't remember them. And I'm not sure why you're not remembering them. Um, I'm not sure. What about you, Cheryl? Maybe fear of finding out what, I don't know.
Let me just see with this.
Yeah.
Let me just see with this. I feel that, let me just tune into your energy here, Maria Ann. I want to say there's something about, I feel like there might be a little bit of fear or hesitation. I don't know. I don't feel like you sleep deeply. I'll just say I'm not feeling a deep sleep with you, or I'm feeling sporadic, if that makes sense. All right. So it is about asking if you want to dream. I believe that we can say we don't want to dream and make that happen. And I do believe that. And I also believe we can dream. And if you want to dream in color, even, you can dream in color. I believe all of that's possible. But I would ask your angels, Maria, I would ask your guides, you know, know that you're safe. I just feel that with you.
Yes.
It is about you knowing you're safe, you're grounded, you're asking for help in some way, you're asking for guidance. So, what is your intention by wanting to dream? How's that? Is your intention maybe to seek answers, right? To get to
Good
know.
job,
Yeah,
Cheryl.
yeah. So, think about that, Maria.
And I just want to say thank you, Denise. Thank you for the
Oh,
thank you. We
oh,
love to hear that we helped
to be
somebody, and we're glad that you are enjoying expanding your intuition. That's amazing. So good luck on that journey. And Cheryl will be right back. Oh,
before you
that
know
was quick.
it.
So there was another one right here, and I think this is a fantastic question. So what we feel in dreams is as important as the symbolism in the dreams. I believe so, although sometimes our fear can get in the way. So it depends. I would say the most part, yes, but if you're extremely fearful, to me, when I have fear in a dream, it's me feeling fear of losing control or fear of change. It'll kick in my dreams. So remember that. I mean, it's possible that if you're frightened or if it's a scary dream, it's because you're scared of what's happening in your life, maybe, or the changes that are coming or you're about to make. Your soul's fighting it a little bit. That's my belief. What about you, Cheryl?
Yeah, I also want to say sometimes fear is also about holding on or holding on to all of our energy. When we're in fear, we hold our breath, we pull
Mm-hmm.
our aura field in, which is our energy field, right? The auric electromagnetic field, and we hold it, we hold it close to us. So in some way, having a fear in your dream state, it's about releasing some of this excess energy. So just know that fear is a teacher. Fear is always showing us something. There's always something to learn in our dream state. And just to let you know, you can ask by writing in your journal, you can ask follow-up questions the next night and see what happens, right? So
Yeah.
keep the conversation going, for example.
Yes.
Mhm.
Here's another great question. This was earlier. Robin says, my stepbrother
Ah,
came the night he died. I
oh,
had asked him to. He looked younger, but there was like a fog between us. What
yeah,
was that? Now,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I feel that
Mhm,
was
mhm.
because there's no fog in my dreams when I see my spirit people,
Uh-huh.
but there was when my mom came through.
Oh.
So sometimes I believe we put up boundaries in our dreams
Mhm,
when
mhm.
we're sad or our grief is so strong. So it's possible maybe you were like you knew he was passing, but it was hard to deal with, and so there's this little fog. It happens. My best friend, when she passed, it was really difficult. It was after my son, and she came to me in a dream, And I just remember seeing her and I was so upset. I grabbed her in the dream and I wouldn't let her go. And I was crying, actually crying in my
Oh.
bed like this. And I was going, "You can't leave." And I was like hysterically crying. And my husband woke me up. And after that, she didn't come to me for a year because I think I needed to grieve.
Mhm.
So I
Beautiful.
believe it's possible the fog was maybe your sadness,
Yeah,
your tears.
it's almost like, I can't believe it. Am I really dreaming? Are they
Yes.
really there?
Mhm.
So, but that it was beautiful, your experience. I
Yes, it was
mean, goodness,
beautiful.
fog and all. So, I
Yeah,
mean, how blessed to have the awareness, and the openness to receive your stepbrother. So I would perfectly understand that he would come the night he passed.
that's beautiful.
Very, it's very, it's
Very lucky.
very lucky that this happened.
Not everybody remembers. They do get visits,
Yes.
but they don't remember them. And I always I was taught at a very early age because I had such vivid and sometimes scary dreams
Mhm.
because I would often see people that were murdered
Mm.
as a child, which I don't like and I don't do anymore. But I had made friends with these two nuns that lived down the street that they rescued ducks in their backyard,
Oh, how
and
cute.
I would go over there and feed the ducks and hang out and talk about God with them. Not that I was religious, because I would tell them about my angels and stuff like that, and they were very fascinated by this little girl, I'm sure. And they I was having nightmares because my brothers took me to see the movie The Fog.
Oh, speaking of fog, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I think 8 or 9, and they
Yeah.
also took me to two horror movies in a row. We were supposed to
Oh,
go
boy.
see, like, Snow White or something, right? But they snuck me into a scary movie, and I had terrible Halloween, the big butcher knife and the bushes. So I was afraid to walk by bushes, everything. I had, like, total fear, and I was afraid to turn off the lights at night after these movies.
Mhm.
So they told me, Kelly, you have control of your dreams. When you're in
Mhm.
those scary dreams, you can stop
Gosh.
in that dream and say, "Nope, I'm not going to dream about this." And you can turn it off and you can choose a new way to go.
Mhm.
And you know what? It works. I taught my son that and it worked for
Love it.
him.
Love
So
it.
remember that if you are having something that's too much or too scary, because maybe not all dreams are always, good. There's scary dreams.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's us creating it, right? Our imaginations, our stress in our life.
Mhm.
We're in control. We can turn it around, make it happy.
I love what you just said, and how what I do is, when I can, if I can, when I have a scary dream or I don't like the way it's going, uh, I'll wake up and then I'll go right back in the dream and change it. Like if there's a scary ending or something and I wake up, I'm like, I'm not going to let that stay like that. I'm
Mm-mm.
going to go back in my dream and recreate a better ending, where I'm the
Right?
hero, so to speak, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that's amazing that we both do that. That's
Yeah, and I
incredible.
taught Aiden,
Oh,
and
I
when he
love
was
it.
little, I told him, "Go to the rainbow and call me and I'll meet you there." And
Oh,
so one night, I actually remember being pulled into this rainbow in my dream, and there was Aiden, and there was a farting unicorn. That was his thing. He would create a farting unicorn,
oh.
and we would laugh and laugh and laugh, and in the morning, he's like, "I saw you, Mom." He was
Mhm.
so cute, and I said, "I saw you."
Oh, I
So,
love
it
it.
it was pretty interesting. I think you can be in tune with your children,
Mhm. Mhm.
and help them out in their
Yeah.
dreams.
If I could, Kelly, I wanna
Yeah.
take a moment and just say hi to our guests. We have
Yes. So
many of you that
many.
sent us email questions, but many of you are with us live this evening. We wanna say hi and thank you for joining us. We wanna say hi to Lisa's here and Joy's here. Kelly, if you wanna say hi to some people, we have
Yeah. Hi,
Sue.
Denise.
Yes.
Hi, Mind Run Free. I love that name. And Sue and Beth and Maria Ann.
Mhm.
Who else do we have here? Denise.
Denise, love it.
And we
Robin.
have, I think it was Kit
Yes, Kit.
and Mooney Maiden. And gosh, there's so many people. Thank you all for joining us.
Mhm.
And we really appreciate it. And we love you guys. And it
Yeah.
makes a great show when
Yeah,
you
it
guys
sure.
ask these questions because it just gives us things to talk about and help you guys. It tells us what you want to hear. So thank you.
and we have just a few more. We have Courtney and
Yep.
Maria, of course, and Gothic Redhead. And I also want to say hi to Brianna, who is our
Yes.
third co-host. I want to include
Yes.
her in our team because Brianna works behind the scenes, helping us, with the comments, helping us read these email questions. We want to say hi to Brianna. Thank you for being with us tonight. Love having you here. So once again, thank all of you for being with us tonight on Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. I do want to take a
Let's not
moment.
forget Todd.
Todd, oh, Todd, our main
Yes.
guy here.
Thank
Todd
you,
is our
Todd.
tech person. Todd is the founder, owner, producer of WLTKDB Radio, and he has many great shows on. We are fortunate to be with you again, Todd. Thank you for so much for making us look good and smoothing out all the edges that makes this show go so smoothly and seamlessly. So thank you
Yes.
for that.
Thank you. Yes. Gratitude is always the best.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Well, Cheryl, you pick out some questions.
Okay. Well, before I do another question about dreams, I just want to say that for any of you that don't dream and that want to dream, I have
Yes.
found just through teaching and mentoring, it is not number one, don't put pressure on yourselves. That really is right, Kelly. You have
Mm-mm.
to not be, and people, because so many people have periods where they don't dream. They
Mhm.
dream for, right, Kelly? They dream for a while or for a few years, then all of a sudden
Yeah.
they just stop
It
dreaming,
can go away for a while, and
go away for a while.
maybe you don't need that guidance right now. Maybe your soul's picking it up while you're sleeping and you don't need to remember it.
Exactly.
You're
So
you're
there are
very
many.
efficient.
Yeah, very efficient where we don't remember our dreams, but yet our soul is working on our behalf. And
Yes.
that's why when you wake up in the morning and you feel exhausted, your soul's but you've been out traveling, working on the other planes or other
Mhm.
dimensions. But I do believe our loved ones come to us even if we don't remember the dream. So I know many people say, "Why am I not remembering my dreams that my loved ones have come, or why aren't they coming to me in their dreams?" And I just want to say, look, I'm sure they are. It's really just about, baby being at this in the right space, or you will remember them. You will. It's just it hasn't happened yet. But I really get a but they feel they've had dreams about their loved ones. That's what I want to get to, is they feel like they have, but they don't remember it. It's okay. Don't be hard on yourself, please. It will happen.
And I'd like to bring up this about dreams too, because I forgot this happened to Aiden. So, my son's was very intuitive. He still is, right? And he has interesting dreams ever since he was little. But when his brother passed, I heard him in his room crying
Oh.
several times and calling his brother's name. And when I would go to sit with him and wake him up, he said, "Oh, it was a really scary dream. I saw my brother and he was in the bathroom and he was just sitting in the bathtub and he wouldn't talk. And he scared me." So sometimes people think that their loved ones are sad and they're coming to you in the dream to say how sad they are. But really, what's happening is it's your sadness and
Mhm.
your pain that you're kind of reflecting onto your loved one. And so they're not able to get through to you. So when you have those sad dreams and you think it's your loved one, it's not. I want you to know that it's really your sadness. They're
Mhm.
trying to come through to console you and help you and guide you. But sometimes our grief holds us back from those dreams and that makes them sad and scary. I get a lot of people that come to me because they had a bad dream about their loved one and their loved one was crying and sad and lost. And I said, that's really how you're feeling, not your loved one.
Mhm.
So just want people to know that if you're having those dreams and you're afraid to talk about it, you know?
I do
Yeah.
wanna take a question just to but I
Yeah,
can't
you pick
post
one.
it if you can. It's at
Which one is it?
7:28. It's Real Housewife of Antelope Valley. I wish I could remember the nice dreams. I only remember the scary ones.
Well, perhaps the scary ones have a message, that you need to figure out. Sometimes we will see repetitive numbers because there's a message in that number, right? Just like that, dreams sometimes can be scary because they're trying to get through to us in a message to us. Has anybody ever had that dream where you feel like you're falling and you're going to die
Mhm.
because you're going to hit the ground? And if you hit the ground, you're just going to die, but you never hit the ground.
Right.
Um, that's about, really trusting and letting go. And I believe that when you're having that dream, you're connecting with the spirit world, and you're kind of starting to astro travel, but your body's fighting it and pulling you back.
Mm.
And so it feels like you're falling back into your body is what it is.
Ah.
So that's what I think, because that's how it is for me. And every time I have that dream, I tell myself, I'm not going to hit the ground. I'm just going to fly. And then I start to
Mhm.
fly.
Yeah, exactly. You're actually participating in your dream state. And that's what
Mhm.
happens the more you dream or the more you participate with that intention of being part of the dream and being awake in the dream, right? We can dream that we're dreaming sometimes, or
Yes.
we know this is a dream. It's a beautiful feeling because you can really participate and really create a conversation. And Real Housewife of Antelope Valley, you remembering the scary ones, as Kelley said, it's still a teaching tool. And
Mhm.
it feels like you remember the scary ones because they're more of a shock to the system, or maybe they're more exciting to remember, or maybe they catch your attention more, right?
Or maybe you're
Um,
fighting those messages.
mhm. But I do feel that the scary ones, if you can, see if you can go back in and create it to be not so scary. What would
Yes.
you change in the dream if you could? Even if you're in your awake state. So, say you're just waking up, you had this scary dream, you don't want to have that dream anymore. See if you can just think about what you would change in that dream, and then see if that doesn't actually change for you next time you have a dream. We can actually rework it, right? If
Yep.
you can go back to sleep at that moment, that's great. But still rework it even in your awaking state.
Yes. Perfect. Exactly. That's what I would do. Yes. Pick another question, Cheryl. I picked too many of them.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Well, the one right before it is by Sherry. She's saying, I keep having a reoccurring dream of being in a place and then getting lost and can't find my way back to where I'm trying to go. What does that mean? Oh boy. We have
You
all
know
had
this
the feeling
one.
of being
Yes.
lost.
I know. I know. I'll let you take that one, Cheryl.
Well, being lost is also about trusting. It's about you maybe moving new direction in your life. I mean, I've had many dreams of either being lost or being behind schedule,
Mhm. Or
or being
late.
or late. Yes, something with having to do with time.
Hmm.
But being lost, it's also about trusting that you're on the right path, and maybe it is happening at a time when you're at a crossroads or you need to make a decision and you haven't made that decision yet.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um, and I think, being lost, because I've had a lot of dreams of being lost.
Mhm.
And when I look back at those dreams, often it was because I felt lost at what was
Oh.
going on in my life, and I felt like I
Oh,
didn't have control. I
right.
had that dream a lot as a child because we moved all the time, and I felt very lost. Because we're always in a new home, I'm in a new school, I didn't know
Mm,
anybody, and so I just felt lost in life. And
yeah.
so my dreams, I would frequently get lost. I actually got lost as a child once too.
I
It's
also wanna
it's
say,
scary.
I think being lost can also maybe, represent you being off balance, or, just kinda getting your grounding, getting your footing back the next day. Maybe you're really worried about something or something's got you off track, so it's just a reminder. I would use it as a reminder to come back to.
I encourage people when they have dreams they don't understand to journal them and write about them, and write not just what your dream was, but write about how it made you feel, and try to like dive into the emotions of the
Mhm,
dream
mhm.
and why you felt, and try to figure out why you felt that way. A lot of times there's the message.
And it's important to talk about feeling, because feeling helps you remember the dream, but
Mhm.
it also kind of, ingrains it, or it makes it go a little bit deeper in your soul, so to speak, when you can remember the feeling of the dream. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. I like the feelings in a lot of dreams. Sometimes I don't want to wake up.
Uh-huh.
They're just so nice. You know, I
Uh,
have a lot of good dreams. So,
so can I read what, what someone else is writing in the email
Yes,
questions? I think
please
Brianna
do.
she was mentioning Brianna was mentioning that, a lot of people have stress, right? We know a lot of people have more than enough stress these days. So maybe they just conk out at night. Maybe they're just so exhausted they don't remember their dreams. So that's very
Yeah,
possible, right? I mean,
or they take sleep medicine,
mhm, mhm,
Benadryl,
mhm,
any kind
mhm.
of thing that you might take might either make your dreams wild and crazy or make you sleep so deep that you don't remember the dreams.
That's very true, that's very true. So, once again, give yourself a break if there's something in particular that you wanna connect with or have an answer to in your dreams. It is about, having gratitude, and it is about the enjoyment of the exploration that, you can actually meet other family members in dreams or meet other friends. Now, this is something I wanna mention. Have you had this experience where you had a dream and then a friend of yours had the same dream the same night?
Yes.
Is that it? Oh, right.
Yes, I have had that
Thought I got
happen.
you on that one, but
Yes, I've done that with my son too.
yeah?
Yeah, but I have had that I'm trying to remember who that was with, but it was like that we had the same dream, and it was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
And I saw them in my dream,
Yes. Oh, and you
you
saw
know?
them in your dream.
Yes, and they saw me in their dream.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. Um, I often dream with my dogs.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure Daisy and I are, like, on the same dream wavelength, my
Mhm,
dog Daisy,
mhm,
and all and meditations too, and
mhm.
what she does in the dream, I'm always this gigantic head, and my head opens up, and she's looking in at everything
Oh,
that's going on in my brain, and I'm telling her, "Get out of my head."
how funny. How funny.
It is a weird dream, but I think it's because she's so in tune with me, my animal, She's, like, in my head.
That's funny. So talking about the same dream, I my friend and I had the same dream about my brother that had passed. And I woke up and I asked my friend, later that day by phone, "Did you dream?" It's like, "Yes." It's like, wow. I mean, it just blew both of
That's
our
amazing.
minds. It really does. It's incredible, really.
I feel like maybe your brother connected the 2 of you in that dream
Maybe
to say
so, right?
goodbye.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
really.
mean, you have to remember, like, spirits are amazing, and your brother was probably a very old soul.
But he is very old soul.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
knew what he was doing the minute he got there. He knew how to
yeah.
do
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh my
RJ reached out to about 6 friends right when he passed, and all of them emailed me or, on
mhm,
Facebook messaged me
mhm.
telling me that he came to them in a dream that night. It was pretty interesting. And they all, like, described a very similar dream.
It's
So I feel like
beautiful.
he went to everybody and said bye.
Mm, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I do wanna say a lot of question maybe in your work, Kelly, and my work, I get asked, why is it that their loved one just passed and they can't get the dream, but their friends are having the dreams? Other people around them are dreaming of the loved one that passed, like the husband,
Grief.
right? The
Grief.
wife cannot get the husband in the dream, but yet all of her and it's as if because I wanna say it's because, there is that respect of grieving and mourning that the spirit world, wants to respect our own journey that we're going through, and sometimes, the close friends or other relatives can be the messenger. So
Mhm.
don't ever think it's forever, it's just for right now. So please, we know that your loved ones are with you. Keep asking for them to come. I always say, just keep asking, no
Yes.
pressure or anything, but that it will happen.
My son came to me, like, the night he passed.
Mhm,
That day, like, I had a dream with him. My best friend, it was about 3 or 4 weeks later, and then, of course, I was hysterically crying, and then she didn't come again for another year. So, I wasn't ready, you
mhm,
know, and
mhm.
I was so upset, and I think spirit was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take give her time."
Yeah, give her time.
Yeah, so sometimes we need the time to process our pain
Mhm, mhm,
because pain drops our energy a little bit,
mhm.
and it can block our connection with spirit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it just may it and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what people get hard on themselves or down on themselves about. It's like we all grieve in our own time frame. There's no manual to it. There's no ending, there is just living and healing and dealing and learning that your loved ones are connecting with you in different ways and to be open to that because they are very sensitive in what you're going through at that time. Mhm.
Oh, interesting. Mind Free says, she says, my dreams are always meaningless premonitions. I will dream that a friend will call me and reference a song and it will happen. Or I dream someone trips on the sidewalk and it happens that day. Well, perhaps those are just the ones you remember. Imagine the ones that maybe you're not remembering,
Mhm.
but somehow your soul's being prepared for it. I think that a lot of times we have these moments that are like deja vu, and then all of a sudden we'll remember a dream. So maybe they're not all just my meaningless premonitions. I think you have to realize that we don't. What did they say that you were? If you don't write your dream down or
Mhm.
say it out loud within the first 4 seconds of waking up, it's
Mhm.
lost.
Yeah,
It's gone.
I know, it's true.
Our mind pushes it aside because I think we're human beings and we have so much to do in our mind always that that's just a dream. The mind's just like, oh, let's file that in the background. But then
Mhm.
there could be something throughout the day that triggers what I call a deja vu moment. And then
Mhm.
all of a sudden you remember your dream. That
Mhm.
happens to me quite often.
Mhm.
And then everything starts to make sense. Maybe you're brushing that off or not remembering that or not putting it all together. I would say that's what's happening. I think you're having more than those dreams. You're having lots of other ones, and you're not really putting it all together, is what it feels like. What about you, Cheryl? What do you think?
Well, I just think dreams are excuse me.
Oh, it's running. You're losing your voice now. It's contagious. We sound sexy.
It sounds sexy.
Oh.
Um, that hasn't happened before. Let me just take a moment and say that if you can post 7:42 PM, Kelly, the Real Housewife of Antelope Valley, says, "Speaking of grief, thank you both for speaking at the From Morning to Light Summit. I just want to say thank you
Oh,
so much. If we can share this with people, we both Kelly invited me to be a speaker on this wonderful summit that
and
Sadie
Kimberly invited me.
yeah, and so we all spoke at different times. It was several days. And this was a summit about learning about grief and our experiences as mediums or healers and what we've experienced, even growing up
Yes.
around the spirit world.
Yes.
So it was lovely. I'm so glad you came and you attended. It was an
Me
online
too.
event. I think, I don't know if it's at the end, if you can still purchase the package of
Yeah, I don't know
all the
either. I'd
listeners,
have
but
to look, but it is a beautiful, beautiful summit. Brianna, if you have any links for that, post it,
maybe
please.
just like, Morning to Light or Sadie, I'm
Yeah.
not sure, yeah, if they're still selling the
Sadie
replay
is
the
just a
replay.
beautiful soul
Yeah,
herself,
mhm.
and she started this when her husband died. And I
Oh
have to talk about the synchronicities that Sadie and I had
oh,
because it was
yes?
fascinating. My husband is from Cape Town, South Africa, and
Okay.
he used to ride motorcycles. He's not allowed to anymore because he's had so many crashes and he's been life flighted more than once. So, and his legs put back together with a rod and screws,
Wow,
okay? So
yeah,
he got rid of all motorcycles a while ago. But anyways, he is from South Africa. He rode motorcycles all the time and his name is Paul. That's my husband. Sadie's husband that she started this for them, he passed away, I
mhm,
believe riding his motorcycle in
mhm,
Cape Town, South Africa, and he
mhm,
was from Cape Town, South Africa.
yeah,
And I just thought that is so synchronistic
it
when
is,
I met her, and I'm like, "This is crazy," but
mhm,
I felt so, honored and excited to be interviewed by her. She
mhm.
was a beautiful soul.
Yeah, it was a beautiful soul, and it was like 8 days of interviews, so wonderful people, so thank you, and then also, Kelly, if you can post at 7:44, Wendy Hanrick Phillips said the summit was awesome. Just to say one more thing about that, it was awesome. That was
Thank
great
you.
the way they put it together. Thank you, Wendy. We enjoyed it, and we were happy to give back in any way we could to help share our experience that we
Yes.
have can that's what we do for a living is we validate and we bring through confirmation and validation that your loved ones are here, and it's
Yes.
not easy. Grief is certainly not easy.
It's not a fun journey,
Mm-mm.
but it's part of life. It's just part of
Mhm.
life because we're all born and we all die, and it's hard.
Mm,
We're gonna see this
mhm.
in our lifetime. And I do want people to see death though as also a beautiful beginning for somebody. It's like a new
Mhm.
beginning for your
Mhm.
loved one.
Mhm.
And sometimes our perspective really helps.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really does. We could have Sadie on the show sometime maybe in the
I
future. That
think we
would be
should.
nice. Would that
Yeah.
be great? That'd be
Big
great.
time difference though, but we could it's
Oh,
the
it is a
middle of
big
the night
time
for her.
difference. Yeah.
Maybe we could pre-record a
We would
show.
pre-record it because she is
Yeah.
in Europe now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, she's in Italy, Spain?
Italy. Italy. Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
remember she kept saying, was it, how do they say, thank you?
Oh, grazie.
Yeah, she kept saying grazie.
Oh,
It was so cute.
oh, grazie mille. That's great.
Yeah. So
Um,
Brianna posted some
mhm.
YouTube links because a lot of
Yes.
the interviews are on the YouTube channel. So
Mhm.
you could go to her YouTube channel and see them. From
Mhm.
Morning to Light is
Mhm.
her website also, and
Mhm.
Brianna posted that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Definitely check it out because many people spoke about their grief, and
Mhm.
they're all beautiful interviews, and Sadie just had a way of asking the perfect questions.
Mhm. She
Yes.
did. She really is really a good interviewer.
Yeah, she was.
I also want to say that, dreams are very healthy. I just want to go back to the dreams right now. I
Yes.
mean, grieving is very healthy, of course, but dreams are healthy. They really help you, look at your emotions or look at what is spirit trying to tell you or what is your higher self trying to tell you? I mean, we do dream of other people or other loved ones. But when we dream of situations about ourselves or the fears we have or any excess energy, like we said, we have to release. I mean, it's very healthy to appreciate and have a respect for dreams. I
Yes.
do, yes, we want to be aware that we all sleep however many hours we do, and if you are dreaming, that is a gift because it's a communication with yourself, your internal energy of how you're feeling or what you need to pay attention to. So it's a guide in a way.
Yeah. My husband says he never dreams,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
he certainly does talk in his sleep a lot and yell at
Oh,
things.
that's another idea that he
So,
talks in sleep, but he doesn't dream.
but he is dreaming. He just doesn't
Yeah.
remember. He'll tell
Mhm,
you he never dreams.
mhm.
I had a really interesting dream once.
What's
It
that?
it's I'm in the house in Sacramento. We moved here in 2017, the first time. Anyways, we inherited the house from my mother-in-law, and it was her home, and she left it to my husband and his sister. And that was in 2016. So a year later we moved in. And we've had the droughts forever.
Mhm,
And so I started having this dream because I'm right by a river. I'm a block from the American River.
mm,
Um, and so I started having this dream right after we moved in. And in the dream, the house turned into a houseboat and we were floating away but sinking. And his mom was like, I told you, I told you, I told you, you need to take care of this. And I was like, what is she talking about? And I had this dream so many times. And it finally occurred to me that they didn't have any homeowners insurance.
mm,
They had let it lapse because neither one of them had thought about it after their mom had passed.
mm.
So I said to my husband, "Do you have homeowners insurance for this house? And especially most of, flood insurance?" And he says, "I don't know. My sister took care of all that." So turns out they didn't have any. So they went and
Oh,
got the insurance. And look at this. We've had all these rains. I mean, we didn't flood,
yes,
but the flooding is all
yes.
around us. I
Right.
mean, it was definitely, her coming and saying, "Get that insurance, get that insurance."
Insurance.
They let it go. Kelly, tell them. tell them. And in the dream, she kept going, you got to take care of this. And I just didn't, it took me 4 or 5 dreams before I mentioned something. Yeah.
Oh,
It was
wonderful.
pretty cool. It
You're
was
very
pretty
cool.
cool. Yes.
I do want to say another way to unravel your dreams, not only writing it down, but really it's about writing it down more if you can. If you can, to make it a practice to try to increase your writing time frame about
Mhm.
the dream, because I think when you create a dream and add as much information as you can, you're more likely to remember your dreams. It's like we're building that dream muscle, right? We're flexing it, we're building it. We want it, we have to work it out. So see if you start off with just a few words or a paragraph. See if you can start writing a page about your dream and then move to a little bit longer if you wish. And I
Mhm.
believe you're going to start remembering more detail. You're going to start paying more attention in your dreams. You'll find meaning in your dreams. And it's always worked for me in that way.
I love that. I love that. I love writing about my like interesting, crazy detailed dreams. Yeah. And thank you guys all for all of the questions. We still have so many people have posted, Cheryl, and
Yeah.
emails because everybody, we're gonna have to do a second show on dreams.
Oh, we have to. I mean,
I think we
it's
should. Like,
I
what are
think
we
we
supposed to be
should.
doing next week?
I don't know. I don't know.
Brianna,
What are we doing? If not, let's do
add
it.
dreams to next week. If it's not, I feel like we need to continue this
Yeah,
because we have
yes,
all
it's
these
done.
amazing questions and emails, and we're not going to have time to answer everybody. And I want to. I think dreams are fascinating
Mhm.
and amazing things happen. And I want to talk about them all. I want to read
And
everybody's questions and
you
answer them all.
dreams are like having a key, right? You have a key that unlocks, right? The mystery or
Yes.
more information, right? Because we're all meditating or walking and yoga, and we're all asking each other, and we're all opening up intuitively when we're awake. But know that that also crosses over into when you're asleep, right? When your
It does.
intuition is waking up in your awake state, it's also happening in your dream state. So I'm sure everyone's dreams are different today than they were a few years ago.
I
Yeah.
have some funny dreams. I
Do you?
mean, when Aiden was little, um, he was kind of a wild child. And I had this dream one night that he was stuffing me into a cannon and he was shooting me across the ocean to another continent. And it felt so real. And I was flying through the air and I had like a little helmet on like the cartoons. And so, I mean, that was an interesting dream. And I think I was just overwhelmed with this child because he was
Oh my god.
nonstop.
Oh my
So in
god.
my dream, I think I was sort of like letting off steam and laughing, but
Yeah,
I
that's
woke up
funny.
laughing about that one.
Oh
So
my god.
sometimes I think our dreams can be lighthearted
Mhm.
and a way for us to relieve stress
Right? Oh boy, you said
and
it.
because I did wake up laughing. So I
You have
think, enjoy them.
Isn't it the best when you wake up feeling good, like you had a great dream, or you wake up feeling the joy of connecting and remembering good things are happening for you in your life. As we kind of wrap up here, I want to talk about your upcoming events, Kelly, and I want to talk about mine as well. But I do also, because we're all going to have to go to bed sometime tonight. What should we do? What should we all do? How about some
Yes.
tools to kind of get us
Yes.
prepare us all?
So my favorite one is to write down
Mhm.
things that you want clarity on,
So before we
or
go to bed, before you go to bed tonight, get your
write this
notebook and
down.
pen, put it by your
Yes.
bed,
Or
and write
write down the
down. Mhm.
loved ones that you want to connect with.
Ooh.
So when I want to connect with my son
Mhm.
or my friend Dia or my mother-in-law,
Mm.
I just write a little note to them and I say, "All right, come visit me tonight." Another thing you can do, which I strongly believe in, is I as I'm laying down and I'm envisioning myself cocooned by this love
Mhm.
bubble, right? Ready for my dreams and not asleep yet. It's kind of like a little meditation. I
Mm.
just imagine and talk to the universe and say,
Mhm.
okay, I want my protector guide here So, stand guard and only let the people in that I've invited. Everybody else needs to stay out because I'm a sensitive when I start inviting spirits and, that it gets real busy.
Yeah.
So I asked my protector guide. I don't know his name. I just call him protector guide. And my guardian angels to stand guard and make sure only the people I want to hear from come through.
Yeah.
And I go to bed with the intention of connecting with them. Sometimes I remember them, sometimes I don't, but I always wake up the next day knowing that I connected, whether I remember or not, and feeling good.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And for myself, I have a beautiful, like a blue dream book that I use, and I have a beautiful pen. So I make it,
Ooh.
Very nighttime, feeling, and golden stars on the outside of the book. I invite my loved ones in. I'm like, whoever wants to come in, and then I just let it go.
I love it.
Because I know it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. And
Yes.
so really, once again, we could talk about this all night. We have so many
I
more
know.
dreams to share with all of you. I do want to ask Kelley, what events do you have coming up that you can share with
Oh
us
my
tonight?
gosh. I'm like totally like, I don't even know what's coming up.
Well,
Brianna, what's
I know
coming up, Brianna?
I
Let me go
know
to
that on your website, on your events page, you have some if people go to your website, mediumkelley.com, and they sign up
I'm
for your newsletter,
there
you
we
have
go.
small group readings,
Yeah,
both
online event. I have a small
online
group reading
events.
online event May 11th,
Great.
and that one's online. I do not have an in-person one in May because I'm having my knee surgery.
Oh, are you?
Right after that event, I'm doing knee surgery, I think on the 12th.
Wow.
So I skipped May's in-person event.
Mhm.
And so you could come to an in-person event in June. There's one on June 10th, and there's still some tickets left. But as of right now, those are all that's happening. I'm getting ready to put up some new events, and I do want to talk about Egypt because I
Oh,
finally
good.
I took it down for a while because I was
Mhm,
revamping the trip, and
mhm.
I've pushed it out to February 17th, 2024.
Great.
So I am also going to be hosting that trip with another amazing soul who we're going to have on our show soon too, I think. And that
Wonderful.
is Jules Davis.
Oh,
She's
that's
been on
great.
before.
Yeah,
We will
that's
be
great.
doing the trip together.
Fantastic.
So I will be having info for that very, very soon.
That's
And
wonderful.
my upcoming classes that I'm
Very
putting
cool.
together for the summer.
Very cool. Good on you there.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yes. And yours, Cheryl? Share
And for
yours.
myself, yeah, just to share with everyone. So for the month of May, I have 2 group reading events that are both online. I have my small circle of love. So it's a small group reading event where everyone gets a reading, and that's May 18th. And then the 23rd of May, I have a large audience reading. So if you can't make the small event where you're guaranteed the reading, because everyone gets a reading, the large event where I will try to read as many people as I can during that hour and a half, that is May 23rd. And
Yay.
it's called like a gallery session, but they're both on my website at mediumcheryl.com on my events page. Yeah, but those are my May events coming up. And, I just always enjoy being with you, Kelley, on Seeing Beyond
I
Living
love it.
Transformed. I do my
Me
healing
too.
prayer circle every Sunday
Yes.
night. I'll be there this Sunday. So for those of you that know, I wasn't able to make it last Sunday, but I'll be there this coming Sunday. I'll see you online
Yay.
there. You can join my free healing prayer circle on my website. So I'll see you there.
Well, thank you very much, Cheryl. I love hosting the show with you.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for a better co-host, like
Thanks.
together where I feel like we're
Yeah.
such a good team together.
Yeah.
And I
Thank you.
appreciate you so much. And
Yeah.
thank you, Brianna. And thank you, Todd. And thank you, all of you guys, for joining us. Keep your questions. We will be back next week on the same subject because I feel like we need to.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
everyone.
you.
You've been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. Have a wonderful week and have sweet dreams. All right.
And sweet
Okay.
dreams.
Namaste, everyone. Good night.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.